From educational to entertainment purposes, the internet has made means of communication and access of information much simpler throughout the late 20th and 21st centuries. In accordance with social media platforms and information, privacy and unwanted web pages have become a social issue in means of the internet, which entice the establishment of censorship. Censorship does not only provide the protection of privacy and distribution of personal information, but also censors undesirable web pages, unsuitable for minors or the workplace, and may be taken to an extent in foreign countries where the internet is predominantly controlled and monitored by the government. At an international level, foreign governments have restricted the freedom of surfing the web by heavily monitoring and establishing a strict censorship among the internet to avoid influence and adoption of ideas from Western countries. For businesses and at-home purposes, censorship of the internet has also played a major role in the involvement of parental control and government protection. The controversy regarding censorship of the internet has escalated nearly as dramatically as technological advancement. At the center of this controversy, the First Amendment as it pertains to Americans. However, with the unlimited capabilities of the internet, issues regarding international relations are equally tenuous. At home, many individuals have easy access to the internet through their computers, as this form of technology has incorporated itself in many people's occupations. Younger generations have also been impacted greatly through the internet, as they are being influenced by social media platforms and Western influences. Child safety on the internet is essential for many families, as many children are being exposed to such content, usually without parental consent. As a result, the Child Online Protection Act was established in 1998 to prohibit children under the age of 13 from accessing mature material. This act, however, is also argued to be a violation against adults' First Amendment rights under the freedom of speech, as it restricts not only children, but all ages from retrieving the access to such websites. In accordance with the publication of various content on the internet, many websites that are accessed by the common people acquire personal information in which social security numbers, credit card and billing information, along with addresses and telephone numbers, are submitted and collected without the concern of security. Oftentimes, these kinds of personal information are shared with the public eye or are accessed by unwanted programmers or hobbyists, also known as hackers, who seek to retrieve other individuals' personal information for their own personal benefit. To prevent these occurrences, firewalls or other computer software and programs may be used and installed to restrict access to certain sites, while also keeping out any viruses or harmful content that may harm the individual's personal computer, allowing for all clean, non-explicit material to audit. The act of censorship of the internet has posed as a threat to human rights to many, arguing that censorship forbodes the access and freedom to all websites and its contents, as well as the freedom of speech, expression of opinions, and publication of material. Political movements and controversies driven by the internet have also been caused by disputes and arguments as to whether or not the internet should or should not be authorized by the government. This coincides with the undermining discussions of privacy over the internet, net neutrality and cybercrime, and the debating impact of checks and balances under internet governance. Widespread censorship of the internet has been adopted by many countries at an international level, especially China, who restrict their citizens from the influence of modern Western culture and ideas. China, for example, has blocked and removed entry to any form of social media and unwanted material, such as political reforms and varying content that professes the refinement of the government. Social media platforms and the Weibos, the microblogs of China, have been banned as a result of the people's plea for independence, along with disagreements and defiance against China's government. As a result, China has created its own private access to the internet, known as the Golden Shield, or the Great Firewall of China, which restricts and monitors all unwanted content in regard to all discrimination and opposition to the Chinese government. Other countries that strongly dictate access to the internet include North Korea, Burma, Cuba, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Syria, Tunisia, Vietnam, and Turkmenistan, and have strictly prohibited any reformation that the citizens have against their nation's government, and have enforced the censorship of political, social, and religious topics that do not coincide with the country's beliefs or customs. Although America's regulations and authoritative rules under internet and government control are not as strict as these foreign countries, many still believe that its prohibitions against the blocking of offensive comments and opinions are unlawful against the Bill of Rights First Amendment. The capabilities of the internet as it has come to the 21st century are endless, as many are now able to access infinite amount of information and are also able to communicate with others long distantly within a matter of seconds. This, however, has led to controversies against the freedom and willpower of speech and expression, as most websites are regulated by government officials in which certain content may become unavailable or eradicated, especially at an international level where authorities meticulously regulate and monitor all content on the internet, which limits citizens to view only that of which does not expose them to Western ideas and culture or political and religious reforms.